Hi, and welcome to Patriot Over 50. I'm warning you, I have notes. They're a mess. But I can't help but laugh at how freaked out the left is over Donald Trump building a ballroom. It just is hilarious. If it wasn't so pathetic, I'd be laughing more. I mean, they have really lost their minds over this. On The View, here's a couple of quotes from these wackos. Karen Jean Pierre, the old Biden's press secretary, that wacko, quote, she said, "This is corruption at its core." And from Whoopi, quote, "You don't own that building. That is the people's building." And on MSNBC, and I quote, "It's hard to believe that any president could destroy the White House and take a wrecking ball to an existing structure so historic." Also on MSNBC, Donald Trump is literally destroying the people's house because apparently he thinks it's his house. Well, it is for now, lady. And she goes on to say, he thinks it's his house, not ours. And I guess he has no intention of moving out of it ever. Give me a break. On X, and I quote, I don't know who said this. Oh, this is Gavin Newsom, okay? He's ripping apart the White House just like he's ripping apart the Constitution. Yeah, that was the Gavin Newsom. It's pretty rich coming from a guy who signed off on a $1.1 billion expansion of his state's historical building in California. Yep. He's doing a $1.1 billion expansion on the governor's mansion in California. Pretty hypocritical as usual. Hillary Clinton on X, and I remind you, she's the 2016 loser. And she's the unconvicted, unprosecuted criminal of a hoax against Trump. Yep, we all remember that, don't we? She says 3 sentences. It's not his house, period. It's your house, period. And he's destroying it. Really, Hillary? Let's remember how your husband and Monica decided to honor the White House. And how about you, Hillary? You took furniture when you moved out that wasn't yours. You had to return it. How do you take furniture that's not yours? She just wanted some of the White House furniture for to make money. I don't know, probably. Let me remind everybody that since 1902, there have been 14 major renovations or additions by various presidents. Yes, there has been a lot that has changed in the White House over the years. Let's start. Let's see. Construction began in 1792 and was finished in 1800. And then in 1814, during World or during War of 1812, the White House burnt down. That was only 14 years after it was built. James Madison was president, and he had to rebuild the whole thing, which was finished in 1817, 3 years later. In 1824, the south portico was added, and in 1829, the north portico was added. So in 1881, Chester Arthur, I never knew there was a president named Arthur. There was. He took office. He was the 21st president and successor to assassinated President James Garfield. He added a whole remodel that had a Victorian flair, and he contributed a giant Lewis Comfort Tiffany stained glass. It wasn't a window, it was a screen, it was a partition. It was beautiful. I'm a stained glass artist, and it was beautiful. And what did he do with the furniture after he remodeled it Victorian style? He took the home's furnishings and put them up for public auction. So if you want to be mad at something, be mad at him. So that was 1881. Let me move on. Where am I? So 20 years later, 1902, Teddy Roosevelt added the West Wing and removed the Victorian additions that President Arthur had decorated it with. And I'm scattered, you guys. I'm scattered. Okay, moving on. In 1942, I already said that. Oh, in 1942, the East Wing was built, and that was to cover up a underground bunker that they had in there. I'm losing all my notes. I guess they had a bunker underground. 25 years after that, in I'm going back, 1927, Roosevelt removed Calvin Coolidge's, or renovated, 25 years after Roosevelt, Calvin Coolidge, he got granted or approved for $375,000 from Congress. And the White House got a new attic and roof and a third floor. 2 years later, a fire on Christmas Eve messed that up and it was in the West Wing, and the attic and roof had to be replaced again. Yep. There sure are a lot of fires there, huh? So by the time Truman got in 1948, there was a lot of structural rot, and it was just getting old. And so it needed structural rehab. So the whole inside, it was gutted. They have pictures of it. And all that was left standing were the outside walls. And I'm going to tell you how much all this stuff cost, but I'll do that at the end. It was only the outside walls were left standing, and it took all 4 years of his presidency to finish the total remodel and reconstruction inside. Did I mention that every president since 1952 has made their little changes and additions? I think I might have mentioned that. Moving on. Where was I after Truman? That was 48. Truman. I have too many notes, you guys. So, okay, I've lost the years somewhere along the way. 1975, there was an outdoor swimming pool on the South Lawn, built to replace the indoor pool that Nixon had covered. And Nixon covered the indoor pool and converted it to the press briefing room. But that was paid for by donations, private donations. And yes. Nixon in 73 put a bowling alley in there. Michelle Obama, she took the East Wing, I believe, where First Ladies had used the East Wing for their offices. Well, she changed it into a White House kitchen garden, whatever that is. And Mr. Obama, I guess he's President Obama, put in a basketball court. He said it was paid for, that he paid for it, but that could not be substantiated. I'll have you know. So you can't go by what he says. Okay. In 2007, George W. Bush, he modernized the press briefing room, costing $8.5 million. That was in 2007. It would be 14 to 18 million today. And 2.5 million of that came from the media itself, and the rest from us taxpayers. Yep, it did. So I'm just trying to see all my notes. Okay, so anyway, as you can well see, it's been the thing so many presidents have done. And why? You know why? We know why. We know why they're freaking out, why they've lost their minds over this. It's because they have so much hate for Trump that anything he does, they will find something to complain about. They'll find a way to make it wrong. I've never seen people twist and change reality so much because of the hate that they have for one man. You know, there's been a lot of presidents I haven't agreed with or cared for in the White House, but I never went around bashing them or hating them. I would never do that. And I would never teach my child that kind of hatred, especially for our president. Like I said, you might not like who's in office, but you don't have to go around hating them. That's insanity. That's evil. And we need to keep speaking out about this. They have gotten so crazy that if we don't rein this back in, we're going to lose our country. I think we can all see that. So get out there, speak up and speak out, And let's take this country back. I was going to tell y'all how much some of these things cost. Truman spent $5.7 million. The taxpayers paid for it. Today it would be 70 to 85 million. Roosevelt, unspecified amount. Coolidge, 185,000, which would be 3.5 million today. And the original cost of the White House, $232,000 and some change, which would be 5.9 million to 7.5 million in today's, going by today's cost. Yeah, only 232,000. Back in the late 1700s, that was a lot of money. Okay, folks. Remember, speak up, speak out, be loud and proud. Let's take this country back, and don't forget to get out there and vote in the midterms. All these elections for senators and the House are and governors are starting to come up. So get out there and vote. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you next time. Signing off. Goodbye, y'all.